Welcome to Smack This, the unofficial Godsmack podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things Godsmack. This is episode 43 this week, VH1 Rock Honors 2006 review. This week in Godsmack news, the band announced this past Friday, not yesterday, but the week before, while I was finishing off last week's episode, that Austin Meade will join the May shows along with the opening act I Prevail. Austin Meade is a abstract artist, so it'd be kind of cool to see. Check him out. Uh, as well as a reminder, they also posted some reminders for the Saturday, May the 6th show in Phoenix, Arizona, and the May the 12th show in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. To make sure you get your tickets, so I'm going to tell you as well, make sure you get your tickets. Um, Yesterday, Thursday, they released part 6 of the You Asked We Answer videos. The question was, what's your favorite song on the new album, Lighting Up the Sky? Sully answered this one. He basically said he loves the whole album. How much they kind of took their time making this album. He said, but if he was going to pick one that's full of energy, it would be the song Soul on Fire. And if he's picking a song based off emotion and passion, he picked The Truth, or he said the title track, Lighting Up the Sky. Now, I'm going to stop real fast because that kind of leads me into next week's episode. But I have a feeling he picked 3 songs, but I have a feeling 2 of those 3 songs they're actually going to play live. But that's kind of a hint of next week's episode, and I'll explain more about that towards the end. Other than that, that's it. Godsmack news. Again, this is episode 43, VH1 Rock Honors 2006 review. So, on this week's episode, I'm doing the part 3 of what I called the Godsmack TV specials. I did part 1, which was the Godsmack Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2001 review. That is episode 41. And last week's episode, Godsmack MTV Hard Rock Live 2003. That was last week's episode, so episode 42. So if you haven't seen those or watched those or listened to those, check those out. So this week, like I said, it's the VH1 Rock Honors 2006. Now, the whole show isn't all about Godsmack, unfortunately. But I think, personally, I think they played a real big part of this show. Basically, the show is about VH1 did it in 2006, 2007, and 2008. And what they did was celebrate these rock legend bands. And so I thought that was really cool. I watched all 3 years of it. Yeah, so it's very cool. If you get a chance to go check out 2007 and 2008 as well. So a little bit about this show. It was filmed on May 25th, 2006 at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it was aired on May 31st, 2006 on VH1, of course. So who's at this show? It's basically a who's who, if you ask me. The Foo Fighters, of course, Godsmack, All American Rejects, Ace Frehley of Kiss, Tommy Lee of Motley Crue, Queen, plus Paul Rogers, Judas Priest, Def Leppard, and of course Kiss. The show is about 2.5 hours long, but I did find a video on YouTube, and I'll post a link in the comments section. That is about 1 hour and 50 minutes, so they cut out a lot of the commercials. So That's a little info about it. So let's talk about the show. I'm not going to go in real big detail because that would be a super long episode. So I'm not going to do that to you. So let's talk about it. So the show starts with the Foo Fighters doing the Queen classic Tie Your Mother Down, which was an awesome performance. I actually really love this song by the Queen. Uh, doesn't get played a lot on radio, I don't think, or at least not down here in my hometown. But back to the show. And then they played like this movie bio about the band Queen. And then Queen plus Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers was the singer for the band Bad Company when Freddie Mercury unfortunately died of AIDS. The other two of the three members of Queen decided to keep going. Brian May, guitarist, and drummer Roger Taylor, and they decided they wanted to keep Queen going. And of course, Freddie was gone, so they found a new singer in Paul Rogers, and they went on. Now, Paul Rogers is no longer part of this. Uh, they actually have American Idol singer Adam Lambert filling in for Paul Rogers, and it's actually kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of Adam Lambert, but as far as him singing Queen songs, it's about as close as you're going to get to Freddie Mercury. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, back to the show. Sorry, I'm rambling on today. Um, so Queen plus Paul Rogers, they do my one of my absolutely favorite Queen songs. The show must go on. I think it was a personal letter that Freddie Mercury wrote to the other guys of Queen to keep going. Plus, they did We Will Rock You, no surprise there. And that always follows by We Are the Champions. Again, two back to back great songs. What was also interesting is Foo Fighters singer Dave Grohl and unfortunately the drummer Taylor Hawkins, who recently passed away from the Foo Fighters, joined them on stage to do We Are the Champions, which is actually kind of cool. Then Godsmack comes out on stage and they pay a tribute to the band Judas Priest with a medley of songs. So they start off with one of my favorite Judas Priest songs, Electric Eye. I love that song. Then that led into another song called Victim of Changes, which led into another one of my absolutely favorite Judas Priest songs, Hell Bent for Leather. I love that song. Uh, the performance that they do, you could tell they're absolutely having a blast. You could see their smiles on their faces. The crowd's really into it. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, definitely at least check that part out. I did see on YouTube where it's just the Godsmack part if you want to see it. And then they showed another movie bio about Judas Priest. Then Judas Priest takes the stage and they do Breaking the Law. I love that song as well. Green Militia. I love that one. And of course, they closed it out with You Got It. Yeah, Unique. I'm getting tongue tied. You Got Another Thing Coming. Again, fantastic. It was really good. Then we get to the All American Rejects, and they play tribute to Def Leppard. They do the song Photograph. That's, again, great, fantastic song. One of my favorites of theirs. Uh, what was really cool, I'm not sure because I'm not a big All American Rejects fan, so I will say that. But what was really cool was their drummer was actually wearing the Union Jack shorts. Uh, the Union Jack is the flag of England. Rick Allen, the drummer of Def Leppard, would always be in the early 80s videos, especially for Power Mania, wearing these Union Jack shorts. So I thought that was really kind of cool. And then, of course, they show movie biography kind of short story of Def Leppard, and then they take the stage and they do Rock of Ages. Excuse me. They do Rock of Ages, a fantastic song, love it, rock it. I mean, how can you go wrong with setting off of Hysteria? Then this was really interesting. I actually kind of forgot about this. They do the 20th Century Boy, which is a T Rex song, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually, it was kind of smart, but kind of, I don't know what they were thinking. By this point, they had a new album at this time called Yeah. Yeah was a bunch it's an album of cover songs by Def Leppard doing of other bands, and this is one of those songs. Uh, but what I did find really interesting was that Brian May, the guitar player for Queen, joins them on stage during this song, so it's actually kind of cool. But like I said, it kind of made me wonder, was this the right choice for them? But maybe they thought this would be a great way to market the new album, Yeah. Then, after that's done, then we get this mega super group. Uh, Rob Zombie on lead vocals, Slash on lead guitar from Guns N' Roses. I should say Rob Zombie from White Zombie, and of course his solo stuff. Rob Zombie, plus he's a director of a bunch of horror movies, which I absolutely love. Uh, then you got Slash on lead guitar, Guns N' Roses. You got Gilby Clarke, rhythm guitar, used to be in Guns N' Roses. Then you got Scott Ian from Anthrax, rhythm guitarist. Tommy Lee on drums for Motley Crue. And then to lead it all off, Ace Frehley of Kiss, one of the guys that founded the band, put the band together, Ace Frehley. And they do the song God of Thunder. Absolutely great rendition of it. I thought it was really good. Then Kiss takes the stage. Now, Kiss is in makeup. This is Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Tommy Thayer, and Eric Singer. Uh, they do Detroit Rock City. Fantastic song. Love that song. Deuce, which was the song that they very first learned when they formed in 1973. Love Gun. I mean, that's just absolutely great live. And this is another interesting, kind of like the Def Leppard one, although Kiss wasn't promoting a new album, but they played the song Making Love, which is off the Rock and Roll Over tour, or album, uh, and they didn't play Rock and Roll Night. You thought they would at least end the show with that, but they didn't. They kind of changed the script. Plus, why wouldn't you ask Ace to come out on stage at least do one song? But again, probably by this time, they were still kind of bickering at each other. Although now, the last, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, they've been bickering at each other again. So, but yeah, that was the show. Awesome show. Definitely check it out if you've never seen it before. Homework this week. Have you seen this before? Write me a comment down below. Was you at the show? Again, write me a comment down below. I'd love to know. And that's it for this week. Next week is episode 44. Guess the set list. That's kind of where I was talking about the 3 songs that Sully mentioned on What's Your Favorite Song on Lighting Up the Sky. I'm going to guess the set list because there are certain songs that Godsmack absolutely has to play. But for me, I think that what's going to be really fun is picking which songs they're going to leave off and what songs are they going to play off the new album and what songs on the new album I don't think they'll play at all. But again, that's next week. So, if you know anybody that's Godsmack fan, likes to talk about Godsmack, hear about Godsmack, send them the link. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Microsoft. I don't know. Anyway, tell them to type in Smack This, the unofficial, and all the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. And that's it for this week. And you just got, wait for it, Godsmack.